The things that are most important to you, or to me, pop inside the narrative. As we move into part 2 here, it's Chronicle and Chronology. Now I want to emphasize that your life is your story, and your story is your life. And the thing about this story is I may look at your life, I may understand your life, and I will have my own version of a story about your life, as you will mine. But the things that are most important to you, or to me, pop inside the narrative, those specific components that you amplify within the total story. So when it comes to the chronicle and the chronology, this is sort of how you tell the story and how the story unfolds. Now, narrative is how you emphasize the events, right? The people, the circumstances, and the outcomes or the results that you're getting in your life. Now, each of us crafts stories to serve us, and they serve us through this narrative lens of our language. It's how we describe things. So descriptive language is a form of narration or narrative. As I describe something, I'm actually putting parameters and or boundaries around it. I'm painting pictures for you with my words. So descriptive language is a form of narrative. Judgments is a form of narrative. As I see a particular individual or group of individuals, because I tend to, as a human, put things, people, and places in categories, I will have judgments about specific things or specific people, events, or circumstances. That helps me put things into perspective in a very busy world. Judgment is also a narrative. If I listen for your judgments, it will tell me how you see things and people and events in your story and what they mean to you. Further, a form of narrative is justification. All day long, we're asking and answering questions to ourselves, and we're justifying the decisions that we make. Now, it's easy to justify the decisions that we make to ourselves. When they become a little bit more difficult is when we find ourselves taking another form of narrative, and that's explanation. My experience has been anytime I'm having to explain myself as a form of justification in my narrative, perhaps there's something I'm trying to convince somebody of that I might not believe authentically and truly inside of myself. So the narrative inside of explanation and justification is something to study. Now, narrative gives your story credibility as you see it. As you connect and explain a carefully selected, supposedly true series of events, experiences, and behaviors with the intention to support your view, your bias, your beliefs, and justifications for how this story plays out. Look, breakthroughs happen when people come to realize that the issues, which they often initially attribute to forces and characters outside of themselves, need to be first addressed as issues inside of themselves or inside of myself.